Hello, Burn Kirby here, making a video because someone requested a demo of the mod I made for Minecraft. So here goes. Turn-based Minecraft mod is basically a mod that forces turn-based battle on player in Minecraft, which is pretty weird because usually any interaction with mobs or whatever, MOBS mobs, it's in real time. So this mod is really strange in that it forces turn-based combat, well, kind of, into Minecraft. So let me just load up this test world. Now, this mod also lets you set up different music based on what enemies you're fighting. There are two categories, battle music and silly music, and I set up one track for each. And they're kind of loud, so I've lowered the music because they're loud. So, as you can see here, the mod by default does not allow battle silly mobs to be in turn-based. You have to change the config. If you want that, you'd have to. I'll show you a bit, but as you can see, I hit the sheep, nothing happens. But if I spawn a spider and I hit the spider, it starts battle. And you have attack, defend, item, flee. Attack, you use your currently selected item and attack with it. So I don't really have a weapon in my hand, so it only does 1 damage. So instead I take a turn to switch to the sword, and then attack the spider with it, and look, 8 damage. And as you can see, there's an HP gauge next to each person's button. And you could do that to see the status of battle. Now, I've purposely removed zombies from the config. Hold on. So that if you hit a zombie, they don't enter battle because it's not in the config. You have to add them to the config. You can add them either manually or you can use a command I added to the game. This is easier to do when you're in creative mode. So first you add the mob. Oh, by the way, if you're in creative mode, you don't enter turn-based battle. Oh, sorry, spider. See, if you hit the spider right now, it doesn't start battle because you're in creative mode. So to put a mob that's unknown to the mod in the mod, you do TVM edit, and it tells you attack the entity you want to add to the config. So you hit the zombie, and it sets up this stuff like will it ignore battle? I don't know. Attack power, let's give it 2 attack. Attack probability, sure, let's have it hit 50% of the time. Attack variance, okay, let's have it do 1. So maybe it does 1 damage, maybe it does 3 damage, maybe it does 2 damage. Attack effect, let's make it give you regenerate effect with a 50% probability. Evasion, he's kind of slow, so let's make him 10. Speed, if you want to do a manual thing, you can do 5. It's not listed, so it sets the speed to 5. There it is. Category, it's a monster. Where is it? Oh, there it is, monster. Let's make it not flee, and let's do finished editing. Now, it's finished editing, so zombies will now enter battle because it's in the config, which was just saved. So let's go back into game mode survival, and I'll attack. And look, zombie is in, and if you notice, this gave me regeneration because we set that in the config. So let me at least please kill the zombie. Why do I keep missing? I think his evasion is too high, and he's blocking some things. Okay, I got the zombie, and I got the spider. Okay, so as you can see, if there's a mod that adds new mobs, and this mod doesn't know about it, you can use TVM edit to add stats for that mob into this config for this mod, so that it will actually enter battle. Now let me just quickly enable battle for passive mobs so I can show you the difference in the music. Let's see. Shielded music is passive, but right now passive is in the ignore battle types config, so let me just remove that. And remove that and save. And then if I launch the mod again, or launch the game again with the mod loaded, it should have passive monsters be able to, well, enter turn-based combat. Let's just wait for this to load. Okay, so let's load up the mod. Alright, so the sheep is known to the config because it's in the default config that I set. So it should enter battle when I hit it. And as you can hear, it's playing the music I set aside for silly music. This music, the music that I used, I'll put in the description, but they're basically all from ocremix.org. You should check them out. Great stuff from them. The sheep fled because the turn timer ended and the sheep took its turn and fled, so battle ended, so sorry sheep. Yeah, so that's basically the mod. If you have any questions, you can leave a comment in this video, or you can leave a comment on the CurseForge page for this mod, and I will hopefully respond. Hopefully. So yeah, that's the mod basically. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, that's it. See you later. There's a few things I forgot to mention, so I'll try to keep it quick. This mod works in multiplayer, so if a player hits a mob, they enter battle. And you can see that if mobs attack the player that's in battle, they also join battle. But I haven't shown that players can also join battle by hitting anyone that's in battle. And they just get added to the list of things in the same battle, and they'll only experience combat turn-based. Now, there is a limit to how many people that can be in a single turn-based battle. You can set that in the config file. Right now, max in battle is default set to 8. You can increase or decrease that value to change that. So, the music playback supports MP3 and waves. MP3s sometimes don't play. There'll be a stack trace printout in the debug log, or in the latest log, whatever, when it doesn't work. Basically, I found that if the MP3 file is as bare bones as possible, it seems to work better, like making sure it doesn't have album art embedded in the file. But when you're in doubt, just use a WAV file. That seems to work all the time. MIDI file playback has been disabled for now since I couldn't get the volume control on MIDIs to work properly. I think I probably have to use a third-party library for that, since just using Java provided library Java stuff doesn't seem to work. You can have turn-based battle with bosses, but it's disabled by default in the config. You have to go to the battle, ignore battle category, or I forgot what it's called, but there's a list of categories. By default, passive and boss categories are listed in there, meaning those two entities within those two categories will not enter turn-based battle. You just edit the config to remove any of those categories, and they'll be able to enter battle too. But it'll be really janky if you're using turn-based battle with the boss. So just letting you know.